It's estimated that 500,000 of our nation's combat veterans suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. And from medicine to therapy, the options for treatment vary. But four-legged option is starting to get the attention of doctors who help our nation's heroes.
Tonight in our Assignment 13 reports, WEAU's Aaron O'Brien has the story of a La Crosse veteran who's getting his life back to normal with the help of a service dog.
The elephant that was in the room, everybody kind of knew.
Scott Frazier started serving in the United States Army about 18 years ago. He was a communications specialist on a mission to get the attention of enemy fighters in Taliban territory and also ready to help defend his team against threats that came their way. When he came back home, he didn't realize he had PTSD.
Just had too much energy, was too hypervigilant. I had some strange thoughts.
He attended classes at UW La Crosse, but when his symptoms got in the way, he dropped out a year before earning a degree. 6 difficult years went by before he went looking for help.
Violent nightmares, so I would actually wake up in a lot of sweat, a lot of confusion.
And he couldn't get it under control, seeking care at the Toma VA and several other hospitals.
The medicine didn't work. You know, the talk therapy actually kind of made it worse for a really long time.
So it can be a terribly debilitating disorder.
Dr. Robert Campbell of the Toma VA says PTSD keeps activating part of the brain that reacts to a traumatic situation, to the point where it can keep feeling like that situation has just happened.
And so you can imagine that kind of shaky feeling that you get when somebody almost hits your car. These vets have that feeling all the time.
When Scott found Paws for Independence, he says everything changed. The nonprofit organization in La Crosse trains service dogs to help people cope with conditions like anxiety, diabetes, dementia, and PTSD.
I mean, there's nothing like it to see a dog saving somebody's life. It's just cool.
Over the last 7 years, they've trained nearly 50 dogs, 30 of them to help those with PTSD.
What sets Paws for Independence apart from many other service dog organizations is that rather than training the dog and then pairing it with its new owner, the dog is first matched with an owner and then the two train together. Scott was paired up in November with Moe, a 2-year-old boxer mix. He's trained to do things like separate Scott from others when he's having a hard time, or wake Scott up during a nightmare.
When I'm starting to show signs of physical stress during a PTSD moment or having an anxiety attack, he'll be able to help me interrupt that biofeedback loop.
But the training never really ends as they continue to learn to work with one another.
Every time you have a panic attack, your body does something the same. And the dog picks up on that because the dogs learn by repetition, repetition, repetition. That's how they learn.
Scott remembers one night early on when he felt like Moe wouldn't stay down and wait and kept sitting up, putting his paw or muzzle on him. Little did he know, Moe knew Scott had a heart condition.
One of the other handlers came over and asked, you know, if you have these problems, because my dog is trained for that and it looks like he's trying to help you. It turns out that I do have some heart issues. I thought I was just coping with an anxiety attack, but it did turn out to be more.
The bond is huge. And to him, his dog means his life.
With Moe, Scott is moving toward a more normal life.
I feel okay going to the store. I feel all right going to the mall, and Moe is to thank for that.
He hopes to return to UW La Crosse to finish his degree, but above all, Scott just hopes that Moe will help him find one thing.
Peace. Peace in my own mind.
In La Crosse, Aaron O'Brien, WEAU 13 News.
For more information about Paws for Independence and PTSD and veterans, head to our website, weau.com.